Welcome here again. Hello. Want to say hello to everybody. If you're watching from anywhere, we want to say welcome here to Amina podcast. We want to give you some weekends review about the happenings, what is happening around, I mean, everywhere in the world. So we are here to entertain you and to keep you informed about what is all happening in our surrounding. So quite recently, we know that we have some so many things is ongoing right now. Uh, we we know very well there is lots is happening. So the news capture some and they don't capture everything. That doesn't mean that we're not going to find out what is happening. We look for the news and come here and give you the information. So quite recently, on September 22nd, we have the United Nations General Assembly that all of its members will go address issues about um, what is ongoing. It happens every year. Um, so and it ends on the 30th. So our African leaders they came to attend the General Assembly. What happened? Some make very good points, and some spoke that we don't like. But in my belief, our African leaders and the entire continent of Africa, we are waking up to because we have seen something that is not right. Not that some Africans were not looking at that, but I think to address the issues was the problem. But now I think our African leaders are not just afraid anymore, you know. So they are so brave now to look into the face of their colleagues, I mean the Westerners, to address them about the way the Africans have been treated. One of the leaders addressed many concerning issues was the Kenya president. Very brilliant. And we got South Africa, and we got many other leaders, and a Sierra Leone president, the current ECOWAS leader of Africa. We're about to bring him so you can listen to some of the brilliant things that he has said, and we have to be proud of our own. We have to be proud of our own. Our leaders, we just have to push them, to do what is right without violence. Because all these Western countries you see, this is what they are trying to avoid. They don't want to bring harm to their people. But why we the Africans choose to harm ourselves for nothing? So what the main plan now is to push our African leaders with their understanding to make sure that they address issues that will help we the African. So we have many of our leaders coming up here to speak to issues. So we have to be happy with that, because no matter what, Africa belongs to us. Africa is our home. We have to bring our leaders to account without no violence. So here we bring Bill.
Hello and welcome to Tête à Tête, France 24's flagship interview show. We're in New York City. Our guest is the president of Sierra Leone, Julius Maada Bio. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Thank you.
You are currently also chairing ECOWAS, the West African Regional Bloc. But before we get to regional news, I want to begin with the United Nations. We've been hearing for years that Africa wants more of a say at the United Nations, but more generally in the global governance system. Do you think it's time now, finally, to put acts beyond the words?
I think Africa's representation in the UN and in other international organizations is overdue. At the formation of the United Nations, most of us were still colonial states, and we were not there to be represented. So,
thinking about going solar, but not sure whether it's worth it for your home.
So, this is the president of Sierra Leone. So, we bring him here to speak to issues. Listen to him.
Only continent that is not represented on the permanent level. And this does not augur well for even the legitimacy of the United Nations. And the decisions that are taken are without our input. And 70% of the decisions of the issues before the Security Council are mostly about Africa. So if we claim to be a fair world, we should make sure that Africa is represented. So it's long overdue, Africa's permanent representation at the Security Council.
For Africa and the future UN Security Council?
Yes, we want 2 permanent seats and 2 additional seats at the non-permanent level. This is what the Ezowini consensus, the common African position that was agreed over 20 years ago, actually. That is the common African position. And as coordinator of the C10, that is what I'm advocating for.
More generally, there are also international financial institutions, the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, et cetera, et cetera. At a time when there's a huge funding gap, Western countries are cutting development aid. Do you also think that Africa should have more of a say on those institutions on key issues, for example, like debt cancellation and so on?
Sure. We have been excluded from most things, and the international financial institutions are no exception, just like the Security Council we are seeking for reform of the international financial institutions so they reflect the world in which we live today. Africa is burdened by debt, and we think that that is impacting negatively our economic progress. And without our presence, a lot of decisions are made about Africa's future without our input. And that is why we have not been able to make a lot of progress. We know our situation, and we have solutions that are quite practical to our situation. And we should have a voice.
But the Western countries don't want it, it seems. I mean, they say yes, in theory, but when it comes to giving you access to the IMF governance and so on, it seems...
Well, that is why we insist, and we will ask that if we live in a fair world, which is not the situation, we are pushing very hard, and we need one voice as Africans to be able to push them to accept this. That is why we keep knocking on the door, and we keep doing that until they understand the situation and they make the necessary reforms and adjustments that we accommodate Africa's interests.
I want to get to the regional situation. In June, you took over for a year, at least in theory, the chairmanship of ECOWAS, and you immediately said one of your top priorities is to bridge the gap between the bloc and the three countries that formally withdrew last January: Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, countries where there have been coups. And a few days ago, you actually made history, if I may use the word, by paying a visit to Burkina Faso, meeting with the coup leader, Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Does it mean that there is a possibility that those three countries could come back into the ECOWAS fold?
These are early days. I've just started engaging them. He's the first I've visited as chair of the Authority of Heads of State and Government. I was there last year, not on behalf of ECOWAS, but I think that we have to reinvigorate, we have to resuscitate ECOWAS. We have to give it a new lease of life. 50 years on, normally you have challenges. And I see this as one of those challenges, and we have to overcome that challenge. For a variety of reasons, the three countries have decided to stay out of ECOWAS. And as the new ECOWAS chair, it is my duty to understand why they took that decision and to engage them, to know what we can do, because the regional bloc 50 years on has done quite a lot, especially in terms of security, democracy. I won't say much in terms of economic integration, but these are all issues that we want to confront at the moment.
But that's a major change, because previously ECOWAS slapped sanctions on them. There were even threats of military intervention. I vividly remember Niger. You're basically, by your actions and your words, you're saying this was the wrong approach because it led to them leaving the organization.
He was fired just 3 weeks before he was set to retire.
And now he's becoming an industry whistleblower. Kate Jennings.
So while you were just listening to, President Bio of Sierra Leone. The story, I'm still bringing it straight back here because YouTube, what we have, they break here. But what I'm trying to say here is that, are you really following the story? This is very, very important. He actually saying he went to Burkina Faso and visited the leader of Burkina Faso, because the leaders, Burkina Faso and 2 other countries in Africa, have refused. They have withdrawn their support for the ECOWAS. They don't want to be part of anything like that. So the story he really addressed it. So I want you to follow this story very seriously, so you can understand exactly what is going on. You know. So let's follow the story. Let's follow the story. Uh, let me
The
let me bring them back on
circumstances that
stage.
led to their decision. And I want them to understand the need for us to stay together, that there is unity, there is strength in unity, and to, even if they are not coming back to the ECOWAS, the AES can still have a relationship with ECOWAS in such a way that we will have a role to play in the security, because we are bound together by geography. We are West Africans, and whatever happens to them should be our concern. And I want us to play a major role in bringing security back, in making sure that the insecurity that they suffer at the moment is taken care of. But that means a very tight engagement with all of them.
What was the response from Captain Traore?
He's always been responsive. In fact,
He's also been critical of ECOWAS.
yes, that was why they left. But now with the new approach, he was very happy that I went to him. He was very happy that the ECOWAS chief was there to understand their situation. I think we did not engage enough, and they feel left out, and that was why they made the decision to go their way. I want to engage them from the point of view that we are bound together, and whatever concerns you, the insecurity, we should be able to solve that.
Does it mean that you are in touch with the leaders of Mali and Niger, and that you're going to visit them soon?
Sure. I have in fact made contacts with them. All of them. I've spoken to all of them, and the visits the visit I made to Burkina Faso is just one, and I am going to visit Niger and also Mali. And we, at the end, I want us to sit together, the 3 AES countries and myself, ECOWAS, representing ECOWAS, so that we can have a thorough and deep discussion, frank discussion about what happened and what we can do. We must bring security back to West Africa if we are to do economic integration.
What about bringing democracy back? Because obviously, some will say you're granting them legitimacy. I mean, in Mali, there were recently reforms whereby the leader, Assimi Goïta, can be president for life. It seems that they have no intentions of leaving power. That's an issue that obviously you have to bring up with them, I assume.
Restoring constitutional order is a whole agenda of its own. But without this sort of engagement that I've initiated, we can't go on to talk about return to constitutional order. And with the level of insecurity that is present in these countries, I think we have to prioritize security and then maintain or intensify our economic integration programs with them, making sure that they are part of the ECOWAS, the sub-region economic community. And of course, we have to share the same values of democracy. But we can't do this if we do not engage them. They have to see or enjoy the benefits of the dividends of democracy. And this is why I insist on engaging, to have first-hand information about what their fears and concerns are, so that we can sit together and talk through these, and later on they will see the need for us to have the transitions that we so much require.
Just last question, Mr. President. Do you think that your experience, you were part of a coup, then there was a transition to democracy. You think that in a way, they listen maybe to you more than to other more classical political figures.
Yes, as a young man, I was part of the military coup in 1992 that overthrew the authoritarian government. And sometimes it is not understood why these things happen. And I don't want to give justification for why the coups happened. But what we did was we drew up a transition plan. And my situation then is so similar to their situation now.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for answering our questions. And thank you all for watching this interview from New York City here on France 24.
I'm sorry, I was mute. So he actually listened to BO, and he was saying a lot of good things about his coolies. Burkina Faso, President, Niger, and Mali. So they are actually engaging them to bring them back on board. Because those guys, they have already left. They don't want to be part of the ECOWAS and the ICC. So now he engaging them to bring them back on board. So for many of you that keep running your mouth talking about Burkina Faso leader, he's a dictator, he make a coup, he coup to bring development to his country, and what everybody want, whatever the young men to do. So many of these leaders you see here, they get into power by the vote of the innocent people, and they misuse it. They don't bring development, nothing. So these are the issues. So we want you to know, yeah. So that was Bio, the president of Sierra Leone. So you can listen back. You can go back on the page and listen to what he said. Or just to inform you that no one is going for Burkina Faso president. All the rumor you hear saying the ECOWAS is going to go for him, they're going to fight them, they're going to bring them a code. They are not going to know damn code. There is no code for those people. Africans, why African can be respected? This is where we are. And now the Africans are stepping up. We need some respect. If our leaders can lead us, we need some respect. So now, I'm going to take you to the leaders of the Sahel region, Burkina Faso president, Mali, and Niger. So I'm going to bring them here so you can listen to them right here. Yeah. So there was
less privileged countries. They said they will no longer recognize its authority. Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso are all led by military governments, and those three governments have said that they will set up what they called indigenous mechanisms in its place. Al Jazeera's Nicholas Hack reports from Dakar in Senegal.
An instrument of neo-colonial repression in the hands of imperialism. Those are the cutting and strong words used in a joint statement from the Sahel countries. They say that the International Criminal Court delivers selective justice, a feeling shared by other countries in Africa where there seems to be a disproportionate amount of Africans being prosecuted at the ICC. There's been former heads of states, politicians that have spent years in detention to be then released without charge. Now, in the statement, they say that the ICC seems incapable of prosecuting obvious crimes, crimes against humanity, war crimes, but also crimes of genocide, clearly pointing the finger to Israel without mentioning them by name. And so this statement from these three countries to wanting to leave the ICC comes just as weeks ago, a delegation of Republican senators visited Ouagadougou, the capital of Burkina Faso, where there was discussion over the ICC membership. Now, the United States is not a member of the International Criminal Court. And so these three countries now, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, say they will create their own tribunal to try their own crimes of human rights violation away from The Hague, but on their own soil. Nicholas Hawke, Al Jazeera, Dakar.
Maxine Rubin is a postdoctoral research fellow at the German Institute of Global and Area Studies. You've studied the ICC's relations with various African nations. You're joining us from Hamburg. It's great to have you on the program. What do you make of this claim by Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso that the ICC is, quote, an instrument of neo-colonial repression, that it only punishes developing countries?
Hi, Cyril, and thank you so much for having me on your show. I would hesitate to adopt that language that has been put forward by these three countries. It's a popular critique from after al-Bashir's arrest warrant was issued. But in this instance, I'm not sure it really holds water. It seems to be a thin veil for other motivations behind the withdrawal. In fact, Mali self-referred its own case to the ICC for investigation, which suggests that there's something more to the story than what they're presenting.
Okay, what would be the motivation to withdraw from the International Criminal Court, which, just to remind our viewers, is the global court that examines potentially criminal conduct of individuals, right? So we have one court, the ICJ, which can put states on trial or bring legal action against states, and the other one, ICC, brings legal action against individuals.
Yes, I think that's a very useful clarification. Thank you. So yes, the ICC investigates individuals for these four crimes: genocide, crimes against humanity, war crimes, and crimes of aggression. And in my view, the motivation, the most immediate explanation for why these three states have quite suddenly withdrawn from the International Criminal Court seems to be that there's other political alliances that are shaping this, most likely Russia. These three states all had coups between 2020 and 2023. The new junta governments have clearly positioned themselves as being in alliance with Russia. And the International Criminal Court currently has a warrant of arrest for Putin for war crimes and crimes against humanity in the Ukraine crisis. So I suspect that there would probably be political pressure for them to make a stand against the International Criminal Court.
Okay, so if I tell me if I'm understanding this right, you're saying that another possible reading of this is that countries that feel they may not want to subject themselves to scrutiny of potential criminal action would be the countries that would either never join the ICC in the first place. The US, China, Russia are examples. Israel is another example. And countries that may feel that the law could work against them sometime in the future, they would also be incentivized to withdraw from the Rome Statute. Would that be fair?
Exactly. I would agree with that. And I think it's important also to bear in mind why many states joined the court in the first place in the late 1990s and early 2000s. And one of the reasons for that amongst the African group was a belief that the International Criminal Court would be an equalizer, for example, to hold powerful states like Russia and US accountable. And that hasn't transpired because it's not a compulsory court to join, it's voluntary. So there also has been a bit of a disappointment from the initial vision for the court and what it's able to actually deliver.
Maxine Rubin, postdoctoral research fellow at the German Institute of Global and Area Studies. Thank you very much for joining us on the Al Jazeera News Hour.
Thank you.
Don't miss out. Get a
So that was it. The two listening to the leaders about the leader of the Sahel region, because everything you see here is what's happening. Those regions have resolved. There's a double standard in the whole international community. And now the African leaders are waking up. So there is no story to make here. America is now part of the ICC, so they cannot be dragged into court, even if they do all the wrong. For instance, look at Israel today. Israel do whatever they want to do. The US back them. So by the way, since the War Crime Court was funded, only 2 African leaders have been dragged into that war court, into that prison. 2 African leaders. So all the other people, they are too big to go to prison. But the Africans are the stupid one to allow their people to keep going to prison or to be prosecuted for the wrong the other people do. And if they do their own, it becomes a problem for them. So it be like we worship them. Let's start worshiping people. So the best thing is to do what we have to do to keep our dignity. We don't have to be worshiping people like we cannot do for ourselves. Crazy. So it better we do what we got to do, right? That's the best thing. So, in a little bit, we want to bring you some entertainment, like music. So you have fun. We cannot bring you everything that we're going to bring you just about the weekend. But I will tell you for sure, in football today, we'll give you few information about sport. You know, we'll give you few information about sport, what happened today. Yeah. So what did you take from there in the whole process today? So let me bring you on stage. By the way, I want to entertain you a little bit, okay?
Mami Jonna, Mami Nella Yotinovo, Winda later Messinia, mi watta photo do mi lanza, mi poda telephone mi nota gida ya de tedo. Allah wata ya benegu, abibu bobo kondunga di jabo dala. Minodado kanja sila, banga kasare mama do bande opete woro. Mietala jibajo aisa tu bari bebu mada kanyunge bobo be mombe. Fale magabana yanga nali, fode bande misalmini uri jalo. Tawede luka bulo jombi, tawede diwo muno jomba, koyede deka mwede Allah. Mi wala wayo jere se unde, ande fa monki kolla fota fere burda. Fale no wana fere ronko, demano gana anda gani. Tundole ko mwede Allah nani. Yo man ko ida badi woko Allah. No chalon you will take me sitting Amado amunoko yondo, woyote yote si porodu eltanama. Milenta nige DJ Bobo, DJ Basiru te yanko jara ijalo. Minata DJ Damasi, Amado para miye iko nume faransi. Minata get the money. Get the money, but kilanda kitubi. Get the Gabiana Berlin. Muri Jaya, Koida Vadi Woko Allah. Minotado Muture. Madam Camara, Kondo Woni Bengo for day. Siki Gota Bitino Yurmi. Dara. Shady baby, I've got no
Well. Today, we want to give you some sport information today. Yeah, I want to give you some sport information today. And what we have to, we're going to go England. What happened in England today? Today, England, I say all the little team you see now, they all getting very strong and strong. Yeah, so today result is was very frustrating to sport lovers. And so in England today, the English Premier League, Chelsea was flogged today. 1-3. Go beginner, they can call them beginner. Beginner flog Chelsea 3-1 today. So for Chelsea people, I'm sorry. Don't get mad. I'm not here making a report. We are in England. Then I'll go to the Manchester City. Manchester, it seemed like Manchester been suffering quite recently. They kind of like off and on. They are not too strong, and you don't overlook them. So today, actually, I think they got a little good result today. They beat their opponent today 5-1. Bentley, Brently, right? Okay, Brently. Because I'm not an Englishman, so I follow La Liga anyway. So they beat them today by 3-1. Yeah. So Crystal Palace. Imagine what Crystal Palace did to Liverpool. What? As a football really changing, man. Today, Crystal Palace was flogged. Crystal Palace flogged Liverpool. How much? 2-1. We can bring highlight because it is not allowed to do that. They're not going to bring you highlight. You watch what happened. So Manchester United. Oh my goodness. Manchester United was flogged 3-1. Manchester United won. And Brentford 3. That was very frustrating for Manchester United. Yeah, very frustrating. So now we go to La Liga. La Liga today, I know Madrid fans, they are very frustrated today. The Madrid fans are very well frustrated today. I don't know where Atletico Madrid came from, but this is just something strange. Because all along, Atletico Madrid, they've been fighting very hard so that they'll be able to beat Madrid. And finally today, they set Madrid on fire today. Today was a very bad day for Real Madrid. I don't know. Not just 3, not 4, but 5. That was really frustrating for the Madrid fans today. So Madrid fans, I'm sorry, man. Today was not a really good day for you guys, actually, because the Atletico Madrid, we know Madrid always flog them. Madrid beat them no number all the time, but today finally, team went very bad today for the Madrid people. We hope this will not repeat another time. We hope so. And Messi in Miami, Messi in the US doing a late thing in he playing for Miami. I'm not seeing result yet. I don't know if they really play today. The result, I don't see nothing here. So for sport, now what we have today and tomorrow, Barcelona. I don't want to let me find out if Barcelona play tomorrow. Let me see. Let's see if Barcelona playing tomorrow. I know Barcelona people want to see. They want to know if their team want to play tomorrow. Yeah. So today, football today, it was very crazy today for big teams, not just England, but also in the La Liga, you know. So it was yeah. So now what happened? And we hope tomorrow Barcelona, if they're playing tomorrow, we hope tomorrow they beat that game. I don't see something about Barcelona tomorrow. I think they're playing Monday. Tomorrow. Yeah. Madrid fans. So let's see. I'm sorry, man. So that's it for today. Let's see what we got here to give you. We want to go back to our music session and see if we can get another more music to give you before we leave. Yeah, we can do that with no regret, you know. So yeah. So I want to come back to my music session here and give you a little bit of music before I leave. The sport is done. I'm not dealing with sport anymore now. So I went back to my music and then left full of music.
Kidoango, Naba Buratamo, Minda Kidoango, Naba Buratamo, I see me so do auto. I see me that no villa. I see me so do auto. Be my angaila. Kidoango, I am the man Kiramo. Imora uni molabi. Kidoango, Sango won't yaki. Mida Yuduma, I see Anali. Mida Bawama, Tempa Buratabo, Jalanan Midara, Idara Nide, Pungule Joda, Mida Monji Formu, Kidoango, Gonu Falada, Iduma, Gonu Mambida. Go on to shorten a immigrant. Go on to garden a imisu. Bindo go on to now Natamiona. Bindo go on to Maulata Migamba.
Limu Limo.
So we want to say thank you for watching. But before we leave, we want to let you know that the political leader of CMC, Musa Berete, is in the US, Philadelphia. He's meeting up with some people, but I guess he came on a program. So we will bring you a little highlight of it. And we're not going to explain what he said, but it may not be so important enough to what he's going to explain, but just to let you know that he's here and he's meeting up with some people. I believe he came here on a program. because it's our Liberian community, and this is not political, but because he's a stakeholder in our home, so, and we came across the video, being that we don't have no other program, we want to bring a little bit highlight of some of his activity that was captured on the Voice of the Voiceless media. So we will bring it here so that you can see what already happened, some of the things that he has said there. He may not say enough, but I believe probably you might like to see him. He can't love everybody, but it'll be good that we bring him here so that you can see him, okay? I'll bring it shortly.
First, let me congratulate you for the vision. Mr. President, I would like to be excused after this statement because I've been out all day since I came on Thursday. First, let me congratulate you for the vision. They say if your dream not scare you, then it's not big enough. I know 600,000 is a lot of money, but for 1 year, every now and then, you can have it. We'll be around to be chipping in. Running a political party is not easy. It's just like when the whole government fighting. But we'll fight hard. We are not sure of them. So, we made a very small bet, and with that small bet we made, we'll cut it into two. Because we want to make sure that every time we can play them, we will not run away from it. So, for this project, what we're promising you will be half this year, and then we'll be the other half before July next year. So the total pledge we're making to you tonight is 10,000 yards.
So that was just the man Musa Bilete, like I said, in the US. So he's saying they're fighting him. All the fighting is political. So just to let you know. So on that end, we might like to end this, and we'll go back to our normal program and end this up probably with one Liberia music. Yeah, we believe that. So we'll bring you some Liberia music here.
fille, and a little too much. Je t'aime, mi amore, ma fille, and a little too much. Na ma fille, dindiyere laba, na ma fille, nere nanifo, niana moko fille, neru sile donkilela ilakula, ahaha, ile la muluku moso, niana moko fille. Saram fale moso nyuma na osikote no 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 ne kona ne ile fe idu manyentanya yiko angano ikana wakamto anele muluku moso yo sakende moso je t'aime mi amore beni me fille elele la bile too much. Je t'aime, mi amore, beni me fille, et les vida too much. Baby, lele. No, 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 Diana, je t'aime. Chérie, yarabi, yarabi. Nikanu yamanu nara. No, 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 Diana, je t'aime. Nekanu yamanu nara. Nebi fe, nebi fe.